The Man with the Golden Gun is the second Roger Moore James Bond movie, and I'm excited to give you guys my review for this movie. If you want to check out my reviews for the previous Bond films, I'll have a playlist in this video you can click on and go check those out. And if you're new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. As well, if you have seen this movie, be sure to leave a comment of what you thought about it. Now let's get into this review. So The Man with the Golden Gun, to me, is a fairly mediocre Bond film. I used to enjoy it a lot more when I was younger. I always thought it was a lot of fun, but as I've gotten older and watched it over and over again, I sort of find it can be quite boring at times, which, again, when I was younger, I thought it was just a very fun movie, but when I'm older, it's like kind of boring. I think it's because I can sort of understand the plot a bit better, and I could see a good idea in this movie that they don't follow through with. And that good idea is the man with the golden gun, played by Christopher Lee, being this hitman who is after James Bond. That, to me, I thought would have been an exciting movie, or it could have been an exciting movie, but it turns out that he's not actually after Bond. They thought he was after him because MI6 was sent a golden bullet with 007 on it, which was sort of hinting that the man with the golden gun was now after him. But it was the partner of the man with the golden gun sending that to bring Bond in to kill him so she doesn't have to be with him, because she can't really just leave because he'll find her. So that just wasn't as interesting. And then there's this other plot where the Scaramanga, I believe that was his last name, the man with the golden gun, has this technology that harnesses the power of the sun, and he can like blow things up with it. And that was just not very interesting. It's sort of where it felt like, and this is, I'm saying this not knowing what the book of this is, what it was about. So maybe it's being accurate, I don't know. But just from this, it felt like there could have been something different in the Bond movies, but they sort of just settled for being a very run-of-the-mill Bond film. Like, if they stuck with, okay, this hitman's after Bond, and it's just that, like the entire movie they're going after each other, maybe that would have been exciting and different than the previous Bond movies we saw before. But they had to change it so that, you know, this hitman also has this plan where he's using all this fancy technology to build a powerful weapon. And it was sort of like, okay, could have been something more unique, but then it just became pretty generic within this franchise. Roger Moore, I thought, was giving a good performance, but they still hadn't quite figured out what kind of Bond he was going to be. He was definitely a bit more like Sean Connery in this, where he's like, you know, twisting women's arms and stuff like that. So I didn't think he gave a bad performance. I just think they still didn't quite figure out what they're doing with him. The Bond woman in this is pretty forgettable. Goodnight, that's her name. Pretty forgettable, not that great in my opinion. The henchman's pretty neat. Knick-Knack is the guy from Fantasy Island. I thought he was alright. The action in this is pretty forgettable. There's a boat chase that just reminded me of Live and Let Die, the previous movie where they have a boat chase. I felt like they just had to have a boat chase in this, and like the previous movie, in that boat chase sequence they bring in J.W. Pepper, the sheriff, and again, I'm glad he was only in it for a little bit. I think if he was in it a lot, he would start getting more annoying, but he was just in it a bit, so I was okay with that. And they also bring him back again, like he's in two sequences, a bit of the boat and then that car chase. Overall, not a lot that he's in this movie, but he's in a car chase with Bond, and the car chase is fine compared to some of the other ones. It's not very memorable. It does have a very cool stunt that was actually done for real, where they drive over this part of a bridge and the car does like a roll in the air and then lands on the other part. They actually did that. I could have done without the sound effect that they added in, but the thought that they could do that was really cool. And Christopher Lee as the villain, I thought he gave a very good performance. I just thought his villain was just kind of underwhelming the way he was written. Again, if he was more after Bond, I would have just been more invested, where he kind of became a throwaway villain in my opinion. Again, I thought his performance was really good. Just the villain, the motivations and his plan was just sort of kind of disposable. There's some good locations in this though, like the island that the man with the golden gun lives on. It's a really cool island. And there's definitely some like fun moments. Like Roger Moore does have his charms, and there's fun sequences, and it's not terrible by any means. I just sort of think it's one you can watch, maybe have a background. It's okay, it's watchable. I would give The Man with the Golden Gun a 62%. So guys, if you have seen this movie, let me know what you thought about it. And again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to have some more reviews up pretty soon. I'm hoping to have at least one more. Hopefully maybe, what's it called? Me Time? It's a new movie on Netflix with Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart. I'm hoping to watch that and have that out soon. I'm going to be away for a few days this week, so I won't be able to watch anything or do any reviews. So hopefully I can get one more review up before then. And then hopefully after this coming week, I'll be able to get more into routine and getting more videos out. So till my next reviews, take care everybody.